My name's Jennifer Elliott and I'm a dietitian from Australia. I'd like to explain something that I think will be of interest to millions of people who carry weight around the middle, have low energy levels and problems with blood sugar levels, either type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. So to understand how these are all connected, I want to first explain some basic metabolism of what happens when we eat carbohydrate foods. So our carbohydrates are our starchy foods in this group and also our foods containing natural sugars down here. The starch in these is made up of long chains of glucose units joined together. And the sugars in these are either two little units or lots of ones, one of which is a glucose. When we eat these foods, anything that's joined together gets broken apart, and what we end up with is primarily a little pile of glucose which moves into our blood and becomes our blood glucose or our blood sugar. As an example of this, if we look at a slice of bread, it's made up of the long chains of sugar units joined together, they all get broken apart, and the breakdown of the starch in the bread provides us with 3 teaspoons of sugar or glucose. And that doesn't matter if the bread is a low GI grain bread, if it's white bread, sourdough or gluten-free. It's actually the sugar is coming from the breakdown of the starch. In the same way, a small amount of rice or pasta, 1/3 of a cup of cooked rice or pasta, that provides us with 3 teaspoons of sugar. Fruit has sugar in it, an apple 3 teaspoons, a banana 4, 100 ml of milk 1 teaspoon. So we eat those foods, sugar goes into our blood glucose level goes up. What we want to happen next is for that sugar to go quickly into our muscles where it's burnt up for energy. Now the sort of person where this is happening is one that can eat even large amounts of these foods. The sugar goes quickly into their muscles, burnt up for energy. A person has lots of energy and doesn't put on weight easily. Now for a lot of us, something different is operating here. We eat those foods and our sugar level goes up, but the problem it can be with the muscles, that the muscles are closed down, that glucose can't get there quickly and easily, and it goes off in a different direction. It goes off to the liver, where sugar is converted into fat and put into storage. The main place of storage is around the tummy. So, another important point is that when the glucose is going off in this direction and being put into storage, it's accompanied by a higher level of insulin than we normally have. And this insulin is responsible for causing a whole lot of other features. So one of them, it's associated with, or it can cause high blood pressure, and that's because of effects on the kidney and the nervous system. It is associated with reflux and indigestion. Too much insulin can cause the release of chemicals that affect our breathing, and so then we have snoring and sleep apnea. Too much insulin makes us hungry. It increases hunger and it decreases satiety, just the sense of satisfaction that we have after eating, that we feel full and satisfied and we don't need to eat more. Some people say that they can eat a meal again, others find that they need to eat something sweet after a meal to finish it off. And most importantly, insulin has effects on hormones that affect our moods. One of the effects it has is to increase our cortisol level, and as cortisol is our stress hormone, an increased level of that can make us feel stressed and anxious and cranky and irritable. And too much insulin can also decrease our serotonin level. And serotonin is our feel-good hormone, so a drop in serotonin, we can feel depressed and sad. Some clients say that inside they feel like crying even though nothing is wrong. So these are some of the things that go along with this way of processing glucose from carbohydrate foods. So in my book, Baby Boomers, Bellies and Blood Sugars, I explain this process in more detail and also why a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet that is usually recommended for people with diabetes and also to lose weight does not suit people who are processing their carbohydrates in this way. I describe an eating plan in the book that is more suited for people with this metabolic condition. For more information about the book, if you'd like to check out my website, www.babyboomersandbellies.com. Thank you.